Yeah, I love it. I love it. You know, all we can say is that we're ready to move forward and make weedology what it should be. Is something that we can all be proud of in Ontario. It's something that can really be beneficial to a lot of people.
Just off I-84 near the Idaho-Oregon border, a new store is opening their doors and taking the title as the first pot shop stop in Ontario.
It is an amazing plant. These are gummies. They are gusher style, the only ones on the market.
They're going to be coming in through our reception door. They're going to hit this table first, and this is kind of our information booth. This is where we're going to not only be able to help provide that extra information for the products, but educate the people.
Views on cannabis vary from person to person and from city to city, but regardless, Ontario's Chamber of Commerce says there's quite an economic impact associated with this new store.
I think there was 20 employees lined up here today, and if you take, if we have 10 dispensaries and you get each of them have 20 employees, that's 200 additional jobs for a town of 10,000. So that's pretty huge.
Some of that financial boom even heading into Idaho. The majority of the employees are from Ontario, but a handful commute from Idaho. As long as they have a valid Oregon marijuana workers permit, they're eligible for a position. But management says they plan to stay local, as over 650 people have applied for jobs.
I think it's just a large impact that all the dispensaries in the cannabis industry can bring to Ontario and Malheur County in general.
As the employees gear up for the big day,
We have a lot.
3% of their sales will go towards the city.
We are here just ready to educate so that you guys can recreate and medicate.
Jessica Taylor, 6 on your side.
Ontario lifted the ban on marijuana sales less than a year ago, and officials say the second marijuana business, by the way, is getting closer to its opening day as well. Cheese lovers, listen up. The Lactalis cheese plant in Nampa has expanded, and it's looking for future cheesemakers. I like the sound of that job. The plant is growing fast and just added a fresh mozzarella plant that has 30 openings from entry level to supervisory. Today they invited local educators to tour the plant in an effort to spread the word that the cheese industry has a bright and prosperous future in Idaho, even if you don't know much about cheese.
45% of our leadership team, our management team, started as level entry workers. It is not the case in a lot of companies, and they make their way through the ladder through internal promotion over the years. So we are very proud of that.
You may not know this, but the recently opened expansion plant in Nampa employs 150 people by itself. Lactalis has 750 total employees in Nampa, making it the company's largest plant in the United States. Headquartered in France, Lactalis is the largest dairy company in the world, and it produces brands like President, Sorrento, and Precious Cheese. Most of the milk the Nampa plant uses comes from right here in the Treasure Valley. If camping in a tent isn't your style, but renting a cabin just isn't in the budget, one local company is positive they found a sweet spot. Wander Vans is a Boise-based business that has put a cabin on wheels. The inexpensive, easy-to-drive camping alternative had so much success in Boise that they've expanded the company to Salt Lake City. But they say their growing success wouldn't have been possible without the support of Idahoans.
Our local customers are really what has helped us to be able to grow the business and now have 2 locations.
Tomorrow on Good Morning Idaho, Frankie Catafias takes us inside a Wander van and explains how this business fits the Made in Idaho profile. Coming up next on 6 on Your Side, new tactics to fight the opioid crisis, what Boise police are now doing after a rise in violations.
And so you're planning on doing some yard sailing this weekend. Most people get out early in the morning. That's probably a good idea. And this is why right here, some heat headed our way. That's in my On Your Side forecast. Next.
Turning now to our Finding Hope series, where we're taking a closer look at the opioid crisis and mental health in Idaho. Boise police recently released statistics showing crime is down overall, but narcotics violations on the rise. And now they're using out-of-the-box tools to try to fight the problem. 6 on Your Side's Anna Silver explains how it's all part of the bigger picture for police.
The Boise Police Department recently released the 2018 crime statistics, which shows an 18.3% increase in narcotics violations. Cody Evans says BPD first started noticing a problem about 5 years ago.
Maybe we're seeing more, and maybe it's also attributed to neighbors just feeling more comfortable that they can reach out to us and so we're hearing about more problems.
He says they've been working on what's called intelligent-led policing, which uses neighbors to look out for problems.
We pride ourselves on Boise being the best place to live. In order to be that best place to live, we like to increase the quality of life of Boise residents, and when they have issues, we try to get on them and address them as soon as we can.
Evans says they have developed a Treasure Valley-wide partnership with addiction recovery program. Recently, through search warrants, they were able to find people who were in the beginning stages of addiction or long-time use.
We're able to offer them that diversion program, get them over to Recovery for Life and Raise the Bottom, and through those programs help them hopefully overcome their addiction.
But Evans says we have a long ways to go.
Arrested over and over again the same people, so jail's not fixing it. Us continually putting them in jail or prison, it hasn't been fixing it, so we're looking for another solution. So I'm passionate about it, because if we can get them help, then we've helped develop citizens in the community that can contribute instead of take away.
Anna Silver, 6 on your side.
Now, Chief Meteorologist Scott Dorval with the On Your Side forecast.
Have you felt the heat this afternoon? Temperatures soaring this afternoon into the mid-90s. Tomorrow we'll dip it down just a little bit as we bring that cloud cover back on in. And there's that gradual rise in temperature, but this is actually pretty steady. Those ups and downs we've been having over the past few months are finally leveling off, which is a little more typical for the month of July, but it's mid-90s, still a little bit above average, so we've got some heat in store over the next few days. The forecast for tomorrow, if you want the cool weather, you've got to get out early, but there'll be cloud cover tomorrow, and that's going to make a difference. So that's going to make the heat not as biting during the afternoon, although it will feel muggy. You are hitting 76, though, by 10 o'clock in the morning, so it'll still be warming up quickly. In fact, this 68 in the morning, that's pretty mild. It should be around 58, but it's going to be mild to start the day, because of that cloud cover coming on in. In fact, the very latest, when we take a look at the cloud cover here, you see partly to mostly cloudy skies through the day, a little more sunshine trying to poke through from here and there, but an isolated shower is still a good bet as well. Maybe a couple of thunderstorms a little further to the east. Where's the moisture coming from? Again, it is coming from the south, tracking up to the north into the east. Right now, it's just dry weather across the region. We're seeing these high clouds. If you look from the Treasure Valley to the south, you see them. A lot of them are melting away, but eventually it's going to be headed in our direction. So much moisture down here, they've got a flash flood watch for southern and central portions of Nevada, and that moisture tap is basically going to slide off into this direction right here, and it will be mostly from Sun Valley to Twin Falls points east, where the best chance for showers and storms. But there's still enough moisture that's tracking on in. You can even see storms forming here right now, extreme southern portions of Oregon. And tomorrow and even overnight tonight, there's a slight chance you might see some lightning off in the distance. My Lucky Peak forecast coming up for tomorrow. If you're heading out to boat on the lake is full and should stay that way for a while. 71 degrees in the morning. It will get into the 80s to near 90 in the afternoon, but a lot of this cloud cover is a chance for getting some sunshine from time to time, but really kind of a lot of cloud cover. If you're looking for a sunny day, the weekend might be a little bit better. Today in McCall, certainly sunshine all day long. Temperatures warming up nicely, getting into the 80s, hitting 83 here this last hour for the high temperature thus far. Tomorrow could still be 85 degrees. Got mostly cloudy, but I think there'll be some sunshine, a lot of sunshine over the weekend, and temperature sitting in the low 80s. Pretty good weekend to head up to the mountains there if you've got any outdoor plans. Redfish Lake, a popular destination, 39 degrees this morning with that clear sky, but that's not stopping the temperature from warming up this afternoon from 39 in the morning to 83 in the afternoon. That's what I love about the Sawtooths and heading up towards Stanley. You get the nice cool mornings because you're in an elevated valley, and the afternoons still get warm. 81 tomorrow, 81 Saturday. A slight chance for a thunderstorm popping up on tomorrow evening. There will be some around. It doesn't show it here for the specific location, but since they'll be scattered about, we could have a couple popping up in here. In fact, we'll look at the future cast now and see that cloud cover streaming in tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy to the west. Where's the green? Where's that rain? Well, you can see the best chances from Stanley, Haley, and down to Twin Falls, and that moisture tracking off to the east, but watch a little bit of green here. This is Friday at 5, and a couple of green spots here overnight, but you'll wake up Saturday morning, the sun is shining again, and we'll have a beautiful weekend as far as sunshine goes, but it's a little on the hot side, as you would expect. 96, 97 in the Western Valley, and my exclusive true view of tomorrow's weather today. Just a 10% chance of a shower around the valley, maybe 20. We'll call it an isolated storm at about 93, and there's that cloud cover hanging overhead through much of the day. Mostly cloudy with a chance of some storms in the afternoon. Notice the blue skies well to the north and northwest here. This monsoon moisture coming in from the south is going to hang in southern sections and eastern portions of the state. There are the showers and thunderstorms for the Stanley Sun Valley area with temperatures in the 80s, and then the Twin Falls area mostly cloudy, and you could get some pretty powerful storms. I say powerful. Some of the stronger storms may pop up in the Magic Valley during the afternoon. Look at that weekend. After the cloud cover tomorrow, mid-90s and sunshine, plenty of it. Getting a little scorching though as we go towards Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We're going to see those temperatures heating up, kind of holding steady in the mid-90s. So instead of being below normal rolling, we've had a lot of ups and downs as we've gone through the spring and the first part of the summer. Things are kind of leveling off right now.
Yeah, pretty consistent.
The 90s are fine. If we can keep the lightning away, that will really, really help the fire season. That's the biggest wild card in the fire season, is that dry lightning, because it hits in places where just people aren't.
Yep.
And those fires can really spread.
Well, I was up at Lucky Peak today, and it sure looked nice up there.
Oh,
boy,
yeah. It's going to be nice this weekend, too. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Scott. Well, Meridian City leaders are looking at outlawing the use of handheld phones while driving. A bill forbidding the use of handheld cell phones while driving was killed in the last legislative session. Police, though, say they have some real concerns about drivers being distracted by their phones, so they have asked the mayor and the council to look at passing an ordinance similar to what's already on the books in other cities like Haley, Ketchum, and Pocatello. Supporters of Meridian's possible rule change note that hands-free cell phone usage would still be allowed.
We started looking at this ban just with the population growth and the things that have been going on, the rise in accidents. We've had 81 accidents in the last year that were caused from people messing around with their handheld devices. And so really what we're trying to do is curb those types of accidents from occurring in the city.
You may recall Meridian was one of the first cities in Idaho to ban texting while driving. The city will work on specifics of their ordinance over the next few months and maybe even have the public weigh in. If it's passed, signs will likely be put up throughout the city telling drivers about that change. New improvements in